version 2, okay? If this comes out in another version, okay, because version 1 is when they ask you how rational consumers and producers interact. Version 2, still essay, is when they ask you to explain how rational consumers decide how much, okay, healthcare to consume and why this may not be socially efficient. 10 marks. Okay. There's a change in the framework. The first one is asking you about consumers and producers. Let me just put in some quick comments, then I'll come back to this, okay? So the first essay asks about consumers and producers. So for consumers and producers to be featured jointly, they will dance together in a market. You agree? They will only meet in the market. So when they meet in the market, what's your framework? DDSS. Okay, because they talk about consumers and producers. Oh, can you all see that? Are we okay? The second question, different. See? Who is dancing with the consumer? No one. It's only consumer. So, you see, this is a consumer's brain. In this case, because you only have the consumer, you're supposed to dive into the consumer's brain. This is not a mug of beer. This is when you go inside the brain. And when you peer inside a consumer's brain, what do you see? Cost-benefit analysis. Once again, previous question is asking for consumers and producers. Next question is only on consumers. So don't be surprised if you see, hey, how come you're using a different diagram? Okay. So what do I do here? Familiar territory. Quantity of healthcare. MPC, MPB. Cost/benefits. Okay. So how rational consumers decide okay. Same as before, aim is to maximize consumer surplus, satisfaction, net benefit, choose one. This is the goal, right? And what do I do? Q1, Q2. I will explain what happens. Net gain in benefit, or rather gain in net benefit. From consuming. Therefore, you consume more. Of course, the same applies at Q2. Loss in net benefit, therefore you consume less. I just try to cut short the writing. At QP, where MPB equates MPC, you have maximized consumer surplus given by A, B, C. Therefore, there is no tendency for further change. The idea is similar to what we did earlier on for CPM, for chicken rice. You still compare MB and MC, but now it's not DDSS framework. is a cost-benefit framework. Can anyone tell me, to explain the second part, which curve do I throw in? If I want to explain why it's not socially efficient, what do I throw in? Any idea? Why this is not socially efficient is the same as asking marginal social benefit. Good. You draw in one more, MSB. And you move on to explaining your externalities, right? So this is your MSB. Okay? So after that, you will explain your externality problem. Yeah. This is socially efficient. And then this is your deadweight loss. So we can combine rational behavior with externality explanation. If you're wondering, can I also draw imperfect information? Well, if the extract of the preamble talks about it, why not? Can this be a case study question? Yes. I can split the first part into 6 or 5 marks, or even 4 marks. How do rational consumers decide how much to consume? And then the next 4 marks explain why the above is not socially efficient. Can be combined with market failure. Can be in a case study, just split up into 2 parts. Not very hard. Okay. So rational behavior, yeah, it's from the first chapter, central problem of econs, but it flows very nicely into this second chapter. Third chapter, actually, market failure. Okay. That's all I want to say for essay perspective. Now, case study. Okay. So I just want to highlight that this part can be a CSQ2. Okay. So this is just what you have to do. It's not very hard. Any questions? The next one, okay. If you're looking at this from a